And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, though, a formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Here's Cousins. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defender's minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
Spent the early years of his career bouncing between starter and backup as needed and played well, but never had a team fully commit to him as their guy. He does retain the toolbox that made him projectable as a starter. Big, strong player with a powerful arm, deceptively mobile and tough to tackle. The best part about his game, leadership and being a great teammate.
Brissett. This is taken in by McBride. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A nice effort and an even nicer stop from Kwity Paye. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now Brissett. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Cardinals! Michael Wilson, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down and score points.
You know what that tells me? They saw their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. So after the field goal, Riley back out as he'll send this one away. Shifts by him. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll get this out to Genty. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
On first down, it's Genty. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
Las Vegas first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Open man is Naylor. He's got it. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A run out of the gun with Genty. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Second and 9.
Brings up second and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Throwing. Cousins. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Throw right side looked in here by Besh. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals 21.
That's another Raiders.
To throw, Cousins. That's caught by Tucker. Second and 5.
To Trey Tucker. It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
A run straight ahead with Genty. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Cousins on the keeper. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. Meeting the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the 1st. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The fullback dive held up short. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. A chance to get some momentum here in the second quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the second quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Brings up
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. That's caught by Tucker. 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6. At their 48.
They go play action. Cousins. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Cousins now. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Brock Bowers laying himself out in the end zone. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
It's on the play. And the Cardinals first down.
Here's Brissett. He'll get that complete to Harrison. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup.
Brissett now. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Into the air once more, it's Brissett. He'll try and do this himself. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
That's good for a Cardinals first down.
To throw, Brissett. Open man here is Benson. Here's a 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. At the Raiders.
Out of the gun, Brissett. Pass complete there to Harrison. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
That's another.
Throwing, Brissett. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Again, it's Brissett. A short one here, caught by McBride. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. So on 4th down, out comes Chad Ryland for the Arizona field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Cousins. Pass complete to Naylor right side. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, we thank you as always, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out with the victory. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. The Cardinals ready to go here to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
At the 45-yard line.
Brissett. Wilson's got it complete. Third down and 6.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
Here's Brissett. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
17 yards. And the Cardinals first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
At the 33-yard line. It's a pickup at 3.
They'll throw again. Brissett. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Brissett. Screen pass to Connor. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he gets the first down.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side said, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. A give to the fullback on the dive. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. From the 33, here's a second down and 6. football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. So out now come the Cardinals. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased, and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They go play action with Purcell. There's a short one caught by Ryman. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Cardinals first down. First down.
We have played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Cardinal football. They're also out in front of the scoreboard as we get set for the 4th. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 34.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. That's caught. It's the tight end Ryman. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Tip Ryman. 33 yards. And the Cardinals will add to their 4th quarter lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2.
The Cardinals will line up.
Minshew will throw for it. It's complete. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more.
Raiders 7.
And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And a very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
And again, this is their fullback. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
It's a gain of a yard. And a Las Vegas first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one caught by Rice. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
That's another Las Vegas first down.
And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Looking to throw. Mendoza. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Complete to Michael Mayer. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
27 yards. That's another Raiders first down. First and
back to throw. Mendoza. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them. All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodge 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. Running to start the drive is Love. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
brings up 2nd and 9.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Off play action, it's Minshew. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Love. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. On 1st down, here's Love. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Now 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Love again. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. It'll be Love to try and get the first. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So now London down by 2 touchdowns. 1:15 remaining. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Pass to the left side, pulled in by Bash. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And the Raider first down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He has Mayer complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Here's 1st and 10.
That's another Las Vegas.
And with the clock ticking under 50 seconds now, he spikes it. Here comes 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's third down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. I'm sure as a rookie, even though this is preseason, Charles, interceptions, you've got to eat at you quite a bit.
They certainly do, but here's the problem that he's confronted with. He's not the high draft pick. He's not seen as the next guy. He's got to prove himself to everyone and get noticed. So maybe instead of taking the safer throw, you press it a little bit. Try and push it downfield, try and fit into a tight window, and sometimes interceptions result.
Minshew down to a knee, victory formation, and that should be just about it. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did.